Hey, it's Brian with the Midnight Mechanic, and today we're going to show you how to replace the rear brake caliper in your 2015 Chevy Malibu. Now, in our car right here, the rear passenger side brake caliper is hanging just a little bit. It hasn't messed up the rotor or the brake pads, but I know it is sticking because once I pull it out of park, I can feel it kind of sticking and making a little bit of noise. So I know there's a problem, and I want to fix it before it causes anything further. I've checked this car over really well because we're getting ready to sell it, and I wanted to make sure that all the problems are fixed, and that's the last thing we have to do. It's really easy to do. We'll show you how to do it. So on our car, I checked all the other calipers and they all look good. I went ahead and greased them up, but this one right here is sticking just a little bit. So it's pretty cheap to do. So I figured I would just go ahead and replace it. That way the new owner of this car gets everything correct on it. I don't want to sell anything to someone that I know there might be a problem. So it's cheap repair to the car to know that the next owner is going to have a good car. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. You can see right here, it turns and it grabs just a little bit on that pad. Now, like I said, the pads and rotors are still good. This one has a little bit of surface rust on it like this because it's been sitting for a little while, but the surface is pretty smooth and the pads have been on this for a while, so they're already blended in to the rotor. So I'm going to go ahead and just reuse the pads and rotors because I know they're good and I know they have a lot of meat on them. And that way I don't have to replace both sides. I don't have to replace both rotors. The rotors are good and the brakes actually work well on this car. I just know I need to replace this caliper. So this is a simple repair I'm going to do. And as it goes in, it's going to reseat right to the same thickness of the normal pads. So it's not a big deal. There's not going to be any difference. It's just going to be a new caliper on there. So the first thing you need to do is go ahead and get your car up in the air and get your tire off. I didn't show you how to do it because if you're replacing the caliper in your car, odds are you already know how to take your tire off. Hopefully you did it safely. Use a jack, use some jack stands. Don't let the car fall on your feet and ruin your day. So we have it up on the lift so I can get easy access to it. The first thing I'm going to do is remove this caliper off of here. It's got two bolts that hold it to the spindle. They're really easy to access. Then you can get it off and get your new one on. So right here are your bolts. You can see the one back here on the spindle and the other one is down here on your spindle. You want the ones on the spindle, not the ones that are on the brake caliper bracket. So we're going to go ahead and remove that one up there and that one right there. Then the caliper will come off. These bolts are 18 millimeter. We're going to go ahead and take these out. Go ahead and just take them loose. We're going to go ahead and loosen them up. Take the bottom one out first, because that way it doesn't rotate off and smash your fingers or whatever. Set your bolts aside somewhere you won't lose them. This one top's kind of a pain because it gets stuck up here with this bolt on the spindle. When you get this off, just pull it off and set it up out of the way where you're not going to mess up this brake hose. Once your caliper is off and up out of the way, go ahead and spin your rotor to check your hub and make sure you don't hear anything in there that might be the problem instead of your brake caliper grinding. Sometimes these grind like a brake caliper that's stuck. This one right here moves freely, no noises, so I know that's good to go. Inspect your rotor also and make sure it's not grinding down, and inspect your brake pads to make sure it hasn't gone past the material. Once they get locked up, a lot of times they'll just chew through those pads. This one's fine on the rotor and the pads, and the hub is okay. So I know I can just go ahead and start replacing that brake caliper. So here's my new brake caliper. If you need it, the link's down below in the description. I'm going to match it up and make sure that it's the same as the one on the car. Before you go too far into the project, make sure that your parts line up and they're the same ones. That way you don't have any problems along the line. So looking at it, I know that it's exactly the same. All the parking brake stuff's the same. Everything is the same. The bleeder on it has to be on the top side. That way you can make sure you have a passenger side and not a driver's side, or vice versa, because all the air will go to the top of the caliper when you try to bleed it. So make sure you have the right one. You can install them on either side. This one's a little more obvious because it has the parking brake on there, and obviously it would be backwards if you did it. But I know this is the right one now. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and take the brake pads off, grease this one up where the brake pad sliders are. And then I'm going to go ahead and install it on here while still leaving this one attached to the car. Okay, so our caliper is all together, our pads are in, everything like that. It's greased up and ready to go. If you want to know how to do a brake job on your car, check our other video out. We have another video where we did the brakes on this car, so you can kind of see how you do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and bolt this one up to the spindle as it is right now without taking off the old caliper. I'm going to leave the old caliper tucked up to the side and then bolt this down. That way I can swap the brake line over very easily without too much fluid leaking out. So remember your hardware from where you remove the old one. Make sure this one is tucked out of the way where it's not going to get in the way of installing that new caliper. Install your top one first. That way it'll just be hanging on there. Be easier to get the bottom one on. You're going to need to move it around just a little bit to find the holes. Get it as far as you can hand tight. It should go almost all the way in hand tight before it starts getting bound up a little bit. Do that to make sure that you don't cross thread anything, because these things are just aluminum. It'll tear them up pretty good if you're not careful. Make sure it's very tight. Make sure that is really tight. Now this is installed, everything's good on here. Now we can go and start removing the parking brake cable and the brake hose right here. I'm going to do the parking brake cable first because, like I said, I want to leave this hose attached as long as I can. Keep as much air from getting in that system. So the way this works is right here, there's a little clip that holds it in there. So just get a screwdriver and carefully pry out that little clip. You can kind of move it around. It'll come out. It looks like that right there. Set that aside. Now you're loose here. You need to get this out now. So the way this works is it actually needs to come forward a little bit and rotate around this little block right here. So it's very difficult to do. An easy way to do it is to put a clamp on here and clamp it up, and then you can kind of get around it. I have this clamp that I've had for a long time, and it works for like situations like this, where you can push it up, and then you kind of got to manhandle it a little bit to get it around the side. There you go. Once it's off, you can release your clamp there. And now it slides right out of the hole. So what I would do is leave the parking brake cable up out of the way. That way the whole caliper is not in your way of trying to get it back on there, because it is a little bit difficult to get it on there. So what I'm going to do is go ahead now and replace the brake hose. So I'm going to pull it off of the old caliper and bolt it onto the new caliper. The kit we got came with a new banjo bolt and crush washer in there. So we're going to go ahead and reinstall new ones of those. So right now I'm going to remove this and the old crush washers and reinstall these on the new caliper. So now with that off, I can go ahead and reinstall the crush washers and the banjo bolt. Make sure you have one crush washer on the top going in and one on the bottom. Go ahead and reinstall it where you just got the old one off. Again, don't force it. It should go in all the way by hand. Or at least most of the way. It's going to be hard because your hands are going to be covered in brake fluid. But now go ahead and tighten that thing down. make sure you use something like this to tighten it up to make sure those crush washers crush down and it's extremely tight. Sometimes the impact won't quite do it. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Don't tighten it down so much that you strip it out, but make it tight enough that you really want those crush washers to seat properly. Now that that's on, we can go ahead and reinstall a parking brake. Now, it goes through that hole right there that we showed you earlier. And then slide it around and pop it around till that ball is right in there. Now you can go ahead and reinstall that little clip. It slides up tight between the bracket and there's a little slot in there. So now that is on there. That's tight. That's tight. Everything is on here the way it should. You can see that these sliders work really well. Everything is bolted down. Now what you need to do is bleed your brakes. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and lower this down. I'm going to get Chase to go inside and pump the brakes in this thing until I know all the air is out of it. All right, so now I have it set up where I have a hose on here. It goes down to a little retainer. I have this off my Mighty Vac. I'm not going to use a Mighty Vac. I trust this better. You can just open it up and let it spray out. Problem is it's going to spray all in your inner fender, maybe get on your paint. Brake fluid eats paint. You don't want that. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to go ahead and install this on here. Now when Chase pumps the brakes and I open it up, it's just going to contain fluid into here. And I can still see if there's air in here or not doing it this way. All right, Chase, he's going to pump it 1, 2, 3. And then when he holds it on 3, he's going to yell hold. All right, do it again. Do it again. All right, again. One more time. All right, keep doing it until no air comes out. He did it enough. There's no air. It's just solid fluid coming out at this point. So I know there's no air in the system. So now we know that this is good. This is done. We can go ahead, put the wheel back on, take it for a test drive. There's another easy repair that you can do on your car. It's going to take me longer to edit this video than it is to do the repair, just like a lot of our other videos. So don't be intimidated. It's really easy to do. Just make sure that you top off your brake fluid because you did remove some from the system. So check your fluid level, then make sure you have it all bled correctly before you go blasting out of your driveway, end up in your neighbor's yard. Do it the safe way. Check things out before you get on the road and you won't have a problem. If you need t-shirts or hats, don't forget to check out our merchandise, themidnightmech.com. Also check our social media, Instagram at The Midnight Mech, TikTok at The Midnight Mechanic, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel to see our how-tos and all of our shows. See you guys next time.